Wow. Okay. So we got to talk about today's episode, my bold fans. Look like Steffi and Brooke have a face off. We also see Hope gets a reminder from her past. And as for Liam, I don't think his request worked out that well for him, and we're going to talk about it. Welcome back to CBS Soap Dish Recap, where we recap everything CBS soaps, both the young and the restless, and the bold and the beautiful. This is your bold and the beautiful recap for October 27th. And without further ado, let's unpack this episode. So it starts out with us over at Forrester Creations. Now, Steffi is concluding a call with Eye on Fashion when none other than Brooke arrives. Now, Steffi tells her that her father's not here and most likely he's with her mom. Now, Brooke complains about her rubbing it in, but Steffi reminds her that her father is filing for an annulment and says that, she don't want another lecture about her destiny. Now, she also tells Brooke that she is the reason for her failed marriage, but instead she want to point the finger at them, saying, "You had it coming, Brooke." Now, Brooke learns hopes in a meeting with Thomas, and the conversation turned to none other than Thomas's past and his break with reality. Now, she worries that it could happen all over again. What happened to the brain tumor? Anyway, they bicker and they go back and forth as Steffi insists that Thomas is not obsessed with Hope anymore. Now, Brooke complains that he's getting a little bit too close to her and she won't allow that to happen. Now, Steffi threatens to tell Ridge that Brooke is harassing his son. Now, Brooke argues that Ridge knows the history, and if Thomas is using Douglas to drive a wedge between Liam and Hope, she won't let that happen. So now over at the design office, Thomas tells Hope that he is flattered that she finds him hot and says she obviously knows how he feels about her. Now, Hope wants to move past this and asks to see the chiffon dress. Thomas tries to stop her as she heads behind the changing screen and she gasps in startled surprise at what she sees back there, the Hope mannequin. And Hope is pissed and she demands to know what that thing is even doing there. Now, Thomas was like, well, somebody brought it up from downstairs and can't understand why it wasn't even burned, and tells her it reminds him of a painful dark past. Well, you knew it was back there. Why didn't you get rid of it, Thomas? Now, he's focused, according to him, on his bright future with his son and asks Hope, please say that you believe me. Now, over at the Forrester mansion, Eric is cracking up as Douglas put Liam in checkmate on the chessboard. Now, we see Donna is also grinning as Douglas confessed that she's been giving him pointers in secret. Now, Eric is stunned to hear that she's not only plays the game, but she was actually in the high school chess club. Now, Douglas say, oh, Donna's been a lot of fun and we've been having a lot of awesome times there. And Liam was like, yeah, okay. Well, me, Hope, and Beth, we really miss you. Do you think maybe it's time for you to come home? You just had to slide that in, huh, Liam? Douglas doesn't look too thrilled about the idea, though, and he gets Eric to confirm it's okay for him to stay. Now, Donna and Eric leave for them to talk alone, and Liam tells the boy that home isn't the same without him. Douglas says, Hope and Beth visit him there all the time, and the Forrester mansion is where he wants to be. He wants to be with his parents, both his mom and his real dad. Oh boy, ouch. So while Hope is still having their playful banter, somebody is eavesdropping outside of the design office. It's Brooke, and she's listening as Hope tells Thomas how far he's come and how amazing his designs are and how grateful she is to him. And then Brooke catches him as he jokes, "It's not because you think I'm hot." And Brooke is cringing. I'm surprised she didn't break her neck getting through that door. But she did enter the office. And she asked to speak to Hope alone. And you can tell she was pissed. And so they looking at her like, okay, what are you doing here? Well, once Thomas leaves, she asks Hope, what are you doing? What's going on with you and Thomas? Now, back over at the Forrester mansion, Liam assures Douglas that he will never try to be his dad, but did remind him of all the fun they had together. I kind of feel like we were best buds, Douglas. And Douglas was like, yeah, we were. And Liam was talking about how much he really misses Dad and was hoping that he did too. But Douglas does, but I think he likes hanging out with his real family, according to him, more. Well, Liam, it didn't work the first time and looked like it didn't work this time either. And in this to go round, you end up getting your feelings hurt by this kid. Oh boy. Now back over in Steffi's office, Thomas is telling her about how Brooke barged into the design office and asked to speak to Hope alone. Now Steffi says that she and Brooke just had a conversation as well, more like exchange words. Now she's still upset about losing Ridge and now is starting on Thomas to get back at them. Thomas looked like he was unbothered, unconcerned. He said Hope is solidly in his corner. So now back in the design office, Hope tells her mom that when Thomas isn't there working hard on the line, he's with Douglas and their bond has really grown. Now, she also talks about how she's seen how he is with the boy over at Eric's and how much he's helped her with the clothing line. Now, Brooke realizes that she has total faith in Thomas and tells her daughter that she's too trusting. Now, Hope knows her mom is going to warn her once again to keep her guard up, but she needs to believe he's capable of change for their son's sake. Now, Brooke asks if it's true she thinks Thomas is hot. Now, Hope protested, Mom, look, it's not what you think. She goes on to explain that she agreed with Paris so they could get back to work. Now, Brooke is concerned. She remembers how Thomas was obsessed with her, even had a mannequin that looked like her. And of course, we see Hope glance over at that screen in the corner. Now, Brooke continues on that she spent a lot of time with Thomas over at Eric's place. Hope explained that's not because of Thomas, that's because of Douglas. Now, Brooke isn't sure Thomas knows the difference, though. Now, she informs Hope that Liam, Beth, and Douglas are her family, not Thomas and Douglas. Hope was like, I know this. Brooke is just unconvinced that Thomas has accepted her marriage to Liam. Now, Hope has to get back to work. And yeah, with Thomas. And tells her mom, you know what? Let's just put a pin in it. And we'll talk about it later. And then Hope walked out on her. So back over in the main office, Thomas don't want Brooke interfering with his relationship with Hope. Steffy was like, relationship. And advises him not to catch him half naked again. Now Hope comes in and Steffi was like, hey, we was just talking about you. And then she also threw a jib over at Thomas saying, you better keep your pants on, stud, as she walked out. Now, Hope tells Thomas that her mom overheard them talking. Now, Thomas is sure she warned her about how crazy he is. Now, Hope reiterates that she's seen the work that he's put in with Douglas, and she's also grateful for the work that he put in on the line. Now, Thomas explains it's not hard to exemplify beauty when he's talking about her. Hope then steps behind the changing screen as we see Thomas takes a call. Now, once he's completed that call and disconnects, Hope returns and emerge in a black gown that she deems breathtaking. He says, no, you're breathtaking. They walk over to the mirror and he stands behind her. And then suddenly he started having flashbacks to his fantasy of him kissing her when he was obsessed. Now, Hope noticed all of a sudden, after he was all in his daze, this discomfort. But he assures her that he was fine. And he's like, what am I doing? He's thinking to himself, Hope is married. I can't do this. So hopefully he can maintain control of his emotions and everything. But we got to stay tuned because look like Liam is going to have some concerns when he overhears a conversation between Hope, Douglas, and Thomas. Okay, so there you have it. Your bold and the beautiful recap for Thursday, October 27, 2022. Stay tuned for the Young and the Restless recap also for today. And until the next video, like, comment, and subscribe, and we will see you soon. Bye.